I'm sitting here reflecting on sisterhood, and not just sisterhood, siblinghood, and how my siblings and our relationships have been affected by outside influences. I'm the eldest of 10 via my father, and the eldest of 4 via my mother. And within that dynamic, there has been different sets of sibling conflicts or rivalries. And in particular, my sister, who is a year and 2 months younger than me, she and I have had like a lifelong conflicted relationship. And it wasn't really anything, it didn't start off as anything that we did to each other. From what I understand from my mom, we used to be very close when we were really young. My mom said how I would protect my little sister and never want her to get in trouble and not want anything to happen to her. And we had a really good, loving relationship. But somewhere along the lines that changed. And for me, I think it goes back to maybe 9 years old, when I can remember us having any kind of conflict with each other. And I charge it to the adults around us who pegged me as the good one or the nice one, and her as the bad one or the mean one. I was the sweet one, she was the fighter. I was the peacemaker, she was the fighter. And we fed into those narratives, and we lived up to those narratives throughout our lives into adulthood, and it caused a lot of conflict between us. We used to argue and fight all the time. And it wasn't, we don't think we really had any arguments or fights over anything serious. It was always just little things. If one said blue, the other said red. And, it got a little deeper than that, of course. But just throughout the years, we always fought. And then one time, someone who loves us both witnessed one of our arguments, and he stopped us in our tracks and was like, yo, like, what's wrong with y'all? What's going on here? And so he began to ask us questions, and we had a discussion that put things into a different perspective for both of us. And I call that day our intervention, because ever since then, we made conscious effort to be better. It didn't happen overnight, but our relationship is in a different and a much better place today. And I'm bringing it up because I have 2 granddaughters who are a year apart. They're 17 months apart. And they love each other so much. And I really just enjoy watching them, watching their relationship evolve. They like to play with each other. They protect each other. They consider each other. If one is out, say shopping or at a store or whatever, they will want to get something for the other sister. If Lexington is out, she wants to make sure she gets something for Lennox. If Lennox is out, she wants to make sure she gets something for Lexington. And make no mistake, they do get tired of each other. They argue and they fight. But they love each other, and it's pure. You can see, nobody has tainted what they have. And I really just, I'm very protective, and I'm very passionate when it comes to them, because I just think about how, I wonder, like, what if nobody ever tainted my relationship with my sister? If we would still be, the way they are, even though they're only 4 and 5. I can see them continuing that if nobody comes between it, because they have no reason to to, not continue the beautiful bond that they have. Even something as simple as their hair. Their hair, they, first of all, they look very different. Even though people say they look like twins, they look very different. Lennox is brown with very long, very thick hair. Lexington is light, very light, and she has a good length of hair. Her hair is not as long as Lennox's, and it's a different texture. But they don't know, like, they don't feel any kind of way towards each other about that. And I'm bringing the hair up because hair is important in the African American community. I've been through this myself, and I've witnessed my other sisters go through this, and I just see the potential of it happening with these two because it's such a contentious point within the African American community, and today they don't know anything about it. When Lennox got her hair done, she had it straightened. It was so long and beautiful. It looked gorgeous. And all Lexington did was just tell her sister how pretty her hair was and how good she looked. When Lexington got her hair straightened, and it was so pretty, and Lennox just told her sister how pretty she looked, how pretty her hair was. She didn't say anything about texture or, mention anything negative. They didn't say anything negative towards each other or towards themselves in respect to the other. And I know the day is going to come when somebody's going to put it into Lennox's head that her hair is better than Lexington's and whatever. I know that's going to come. It's coming. It's inevitable. But I just pray that Lennox is strong enough to say no, to reject that notion, that anything that she has, any way that she looks, any characteristic about her is better than her sister's, and vice versa. My chest is heavy because this subject is so important to me, because my siblings and I have experienced people coming in and introducing conflict or reinforcing negative ideas about each other, and we allowed it to happen. We allowed it to happen because some relationships weren't as strong as others. Some foundations weren't established, and some individuals were not or are not, as strong and confident within themselves to resist or reject the other notions to go against their sibling in any kind of way. So I just, I pray for my granddaughters, and I just want to say to any sibling group out there right now, if you have a sister or you got a brother or both, and things are not, where you want them to be or where they should be, that you find the courage and the strength to address it, to remedy it, to rebuild it, to gain understanding, to have a conversation, to do whatever you can to repair the relationship or to strengthen the relationship. If it's good, you want to keep it good. You want to do your part in keeping it good or making it better. And I do understand sometimes you got to let people be who they are and where they are. That happens, sibling, parent, whatever, child. Sometimes you got to love people from a distance. I understand that happens. But sometimes we let people go and we let relationships go because we don't want to put in the work, or we don't want to face the other person. We don't want to deal with the conflict, or we don't want to have that conversation. And I just want to encourage somebody to do what needs to be done to repair or to nurture or to strengthen. because it's worth it. You know, I don't know where I would be without my siblings. Each of them have made a significant impact on my life. Each of them have helped me in times of need, in various ways. And I really don't know where I would be without my siblings, you know, if I just wrote them off or they just wrote me off. I don't know where I would be, you know. So I just pray for my granddaughters that they continue to love each other and honor each other and protect and respect each other. And I pray that anybody out there who wants to have that relationship with their sibling and they don't have it, that you find the courage, the words, the actions, the behavior, the strength to do what it takes to keep that relationship alive. And if you don't, that's cool too. But life is too short, y'all. I always say it, life is too short. I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you know. So do what you can today.